All right, welcome to Mr. Nelson's YouTube video. All right, so if you look, we are looking at mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, on the agenda, we did our warm-up. You are now getting introduced and taking notes over mean, median, mode, and range. First, we're going to take some notes. Then we're going to do an I do. Then you're going to do a you do on your papers that are provided to you. Okay. And then you'll watch the second video over plots. These are both on Canvas, which is how you got to them. So here we go. All right, so mean, median, mode, and range. The definition for each one we'll go over, and then we'll go over what we need to do in order to find them. Okay, so we've got at the top of your page in your notebook, mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, the definition of mean is the average of all your numbers. Okay, so the definition is the average of all your numbers. Well, the average of all your numbers, to find the average of all your numbers, you must first add your numbers together, and then you need to divide by how many numbers are in your set. Okay, so I have a set of numbers down here. We've got 3, 8, 10, and 5. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you would divide by 4 in this case because you have 4 numbers in your set. Okay? All right, so you can see down here, I added up all my numbers. I took 3, I added 8, I added 10, I added 5, and I got 26. Well, then you can see after I added them together, I divided by 4. And I got that the average of these numbers, if I put them all together, the average is 6.5. I do this to find out average scores on tests. So if everybody got, let's say, an 85, a 65, a 75, I would average those scores together to see what the average for everybody was. Okay? Average, you add together, and then you divide by the number of numbers, basically the number of numbers you have in your set. Okay? All right, median. Okay, the definition of the median is the middle number. Okay, so we're looking at median. If you drive down the road, in the middle of the road, there's what is called a median. And so it's in the middle. Okay, for this, to find the median, you have 3 steps. First, you have to put them in order from least to greatest. I like to do least to greatest, but you can put them in order from greatest to least, but I would put them in order least to greatest. Okay? So you put them in order. Then you have to find the middle number. Okay? Step 1, put them in order. Step 2, find the middle number. Now, step 3, if you have 2 in the middle, you have to find the average or find the mean of those 2 numbers. Okay, I've got 2 different examples on this one because there's 2 different ways to find the middle because of that step 3 part. Okay, in my first example, there's only 1 number in the middle. Okay, I've got this set of numbers. Okay, 1, 3, 8, 5, 9, 10, 2. I did step 1. I put them in order from least to greatest. Okay, put them in order. All right, that was step 2, or step 1. Put them in order. Step 2, I need to find the middle. Here's how I like to find the middle. I like to tick off 1 from each side. There's 1, take 1 off the other side. There's 1, take 1 off the other side. 1, 1 off the other side. And as you can see here, 5 is exactly in the middle. I've got 3 numbers ticked off on this side and 3 numbers ticked off on that side to where 5 is in the middle. So my median for that number set is 5. Okay. Now I have another example off to the other side, as you can see over here. My number set is 3, 8, 12, and 5. Okay. The reason why I did this example was because I need to have an example where we find the middle by having two numbers in the middle, okay? So when you have two numbers in the middle, all you're doing is you're finding the average or the mean, what we just learned about, okay? All right, so I've got 3, 8, 12, and 5. First, you put them in order. I put them in order, 3, 5, 8, and 12, okay? Now I find the middle. Now I'm going to tick off, right? 3 and 12. Oh, I've got 2 in the middle. What do I do? If 2, find the mean. So if you have 2 in the middle, you have to find the average of those two numbers, okay? All right, to find the average, you add them together. See how I added them together? I got 13, okay? I said that there were two numbers that I'm finding the average for, okay? So what I did is I took 13 and I divided it by 2, because when we are finding the average, you add them up and then you divide by how many numbers you had in your set. Okay, and I had 2. 2 doesn't go into 13 wholly, but we can go into 13 6 times, which gives us 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract, you get 1. You're shocked. Bring down your 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So in this case, your median is 6.5. In this case, it was 5 on the left. On the second case, it was 6.5. If you have to do step 3, if you run into two numbers in the middle, make sure that you find the average. All right, mode. So we went over mean, we went over median, mode. The definition of mode is the number that happens the most. Like I remember it is mode starts with MO, and the number that happens the most starts with MO. Okay, so which one happens the most? So I look at my number set, and I look, well, there's 1. I only see 1 1. There's a 3. There's a 3. There's a 3. There's a 3. Okay, and I've got my 8s. Well, there's an 8. There's an 8. Then I've got my 5s. Well, I've got 2 5s, 2 8s, and 4 3s. Well, 3 happens the most, so 3 is my mode because it happens the most. Yes, there were other numbers that happened more than once, but the one that happens the most, or the one that is in your data set the most, is the one that is your mode. Is it possible not to have a mode? Yes. If all your numbers happen one time, there's not a mode. Okay? So if I had a set of data where it was 1, 2, 3, 4, this set of data, no mode. Is it possible to have a set of data where you have more than one mode? Yes, there is. Say you had 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, and that was your set of data. Well, 2 happens twice, and 4 happens twice. So my mode here would be 2, 4 would be the mode for that, because you have 2 numbers that happen at the same number of times. All right. The last one that we need to define is range. Okay, it says define the distance from the smallest to the largest. So the range is taking and finding the distance from the smallest number to the largest. Okay, well, I've got a set of data right here, and I have to either look through my data and find my smallest number and find my largest, or you can always put it in order. So 8, 10, 11, 15, 16, 22. All I did was I took that data and put it in order. Now it's a lot easier to find my largest and my smallest. So in order for you to find your range, all you have to do, you can see I've got my smallest and largest right here, is take your largest and subtract your smallest from it. So you would take 22 and subtract 8 from it to get your range of 14. So your range for this set of data is 14. Okay? All right, so if this helps you, this is a nice little rhyme. I know that we had a few for, or one for integers of row, row, row your boat. This is to hey diddle diddle. Okay? Here we go. We've got hey diddle diddle, the median's in the middle. Add and divide for the mean. The mode is the one that appears the most, and the range is the difference between. Difference, so you're subtracting. Okay? Okay, so again, it's hey diddle diddle, the median's in the middle. Add and divide for the mean. The mode is the one that appears the most, and the range is the difference between. Okay? That might help you remember what is what for mean, median, mode, and range. Okay? All right, so to sum it all up, the mean, you add, then you're going to be dividing. The median is the number in the middle. If you have two, you need to find the mean of those two. The mode is the one that happens the most. The range is the largest one minus the smallest one. All right, so these are your two questions for mean, median, mode, and range. What I need you to do is I need you to find the mean, median, mode, and range of these sets of numbers. Okay? Remember, mean, you add and divide. Median, you find the middle. Mode is the one that appears the most. Range is the least minus the smallest. Okay? Make sure you find those things for these sets of numbers. Okay? Next, you need to look at the video for plots, dot plot and stem and leaf plot.